Hi everyone, and welcome to my trailer breakdown of the brand new SPECTRE trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, first of all, what's wrong with you? And second, go watch it now and then come back. This isn't a reaction video. I don't see the point in those. I'm going to break down the trailer scene by scene and explain what I'm seeing, as well as add my own speculation to the mix, and perhaps throw in a few opinions here and there. Also, I haven't read the leaked script, so my speculations are just that. Please leave comments spoiler free, because I don't want confirmation either way. Okay, let's begin.
You had no authority. None.
You had no authority, none. This is the one bit of the trailer I disliked. The Rogue Bond storyline, particularly in more recent years, has felt a bit overdone. It's featured in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Licence to Kill, Die Another Day, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. However, I have a feeling this is only to do with the pre-title sequence, and the rest of the film will be business as normal.
Mexico City. What were you doing there?
That's one powerful weapon that Bond has there. But who's the target? It's been made clear by various sources that the pre-title sequence will be set in Mexico. But does this target have links to SPECTRE?
None.
That's a nice disguise for Bond as well, fitting into the Day of the Dead festival, accompanied by an as-yet unfeatured Bond girl. She looks like Stephanie Sigman, who is playing Estrella in the film, which fits with the location. Let's also not overlook the fact that we get a classic M. Bond scene in the classic office, again with Bond getting a ticking off.
Magnificent, isn't she? 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. A few little tricks up her sleeve.
Do one more thing for me.
What do you have in mind?
Make me disappear.
Here we have the classic Q scene, with the DB-10 in all its glory. It looks like Q is about to give a rundown of all of her tricks up her sleeve, but will he reveal everything? One thing's for sure, it looks like the gadgets are back big time this time around. The other car in the chase? That's the Jaguar CX-75, driven by Mr. Hinks. It looks to be a more standard car chase, which can only be a good thing. We don't really want a repeat of the last Aston Martin vs Jaguar car chase from Die Another Day, where each car matched each other for gadgets. Is Q's lab going to be used as a source of humour? We certainly see staff in the background working on different gadgets and cars, but are we going to see some of the more outlandish ones whilst Bond and Q talk? I think we may have got past the stage of airbag phone boxes and rocket launcher ghetto blasters, but you never know, we may see something featured. Also, take a look at this shot. 2 Aston Martins in the background. The one on the left is a different colour to the DB-10. I'm thinking it possibly is the DBS from Quantum of Solace. The one on the right, barely visible, has got to be Bond's trusty DB5. I'd assume this is a different car to the one featured in Skyfall though. I don't think even Q could have put that one back together.
Tell me where he is.
He's everywhere.
Snowy mountains in Austria. We've seen these before. I can't quite make out the vehicle featured here, although it could be a Range Rover. It looks like Mr. White has a lab all the way out here. Perhaps he's monitoring world events for SPECTRE. He's everywhere. This harks back to Mr. White's line in Quantum of Solace, where he mentioned that they have people everywhere. Is SPECTRE an even bigger organisation, and did it oust Quantum? Or did Quantum simply turn into SPECTRE? One thing's for sure, it's all a bit hazy about what SPECTRE actually is, but Quantum is involved somewhere along the lines. One thing's for sure, an organisation that has a calm and collected figure like Mr. White running scared must be pretty imposing.
You should go there. You're crossing over to a place where there is no mercy.
On to Rome, where it looks like we're going to have a classic hotel room seduction scene, followed by Mr. Hinks infiltrating the SPECTRE meeting. Or is he? At first glance he looks to be there causing trouble, but none of the other members seem too concerned about what he's doing. Perhaps he's this film's version of the electrocuting chairs. He's there to take out any members who've been causing any problems for the organisation. Either way, it's a nice way to show how powerful Hinks really is. And when he gets into a brawl with Bond, we know Bond is going to have a difficult time to beat him.
You're protecting someone.
Get away from me! Why should I trust you?
Because right now, I'm your best chance of staying alive.
It looks like Mr. White is protecting Madeline Swan, played by Lea Seydoux. It's mentioned in the description of the trailer that Madeline plays Mr. White's daughter. Does she know some key information about Spectre, or is she on their payroll? One thing's for sure, it looks like Bond wants to go to great lengths to find her, and it looks like Mr. Hinks is doing anything in his power to keep him away. And this is where the new version of the theme tune from On Her Majesty's Secret Service started playing, and this is where the trailer really started sending shivers down my spine. It's created a big talking point with all fans. Maybe this could become the new theme for the Spectre organisation, as it did start playing when Spectre first started getting featured in the trailer. But why On Her Majesty's Secret Service? Are there links in this new film to the 1969 film by any chance? What I do know is I have every confidence in Thomas Newman that he'll feature this arrangement in the film. Could we expect a reimagining of the 007 theme by any chance? I tend to think it wouldn't really fit into a modern-day Bond film, as it does have a very 60s vibe to it. But it would be nice for nostalgic purposes to have that as the hero theme when Bond defeats his villains.
This organization, do you know what it's called?
Its name is Spectre.
The octopus design on the computer screen looks very much like the Spectre logo of old, so they appear to be retaining that from the original films. Also, one can only assume that Bond, Q and Madeline are in Austria or Rome, so it would appear that Q has got over his fear of planes and is going to do some field work in this film.
And do you know who links them all?
Me.
The memorial plaque in memory of those who died in the service of their country doesn't throw up too many clues. I can't recognise any names, but they will probably turn out to be names of crew. Someone evidently wants Bond's name added to the list. Now there's a surprise. Or his name is featuring because he apparently is to blame for their deaths. I did search the list of names for Alec Trevelyan, but no luck unfortunately. But what does Bond link together? The names on the board, or the members of Spectre? Or are they one and the same? Have the members of Spectre faked their own deaths?
Welcome, James.
You came across me so many times, yet you never saw me.
What took you so long?
You came across me so many times, and yet you never saw me. This line is played during Christoph Waltz's part of the trailer, but it isn't Christoph talking. It's Andrew Scott who plays Denby. What took you so long? Back to Christoph. Christoph appearing in the teaser trailer in what blatantly appears to be the role of Blofeld seemed too obvious. Maybe the producers realised that it was obvious Blofeld was returning in the form of Christoph, so they aren't trying to hide it. Or, more likely, they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and Blofeld is in fact someone entirely different. His character is named Oberhauser, who is a key figure from Bond's childhood. Maybe Blofeld won't even feature. Maybe in this age of post-credit scenes we get a glimpse of Blofeld to set up Bond 25. Or maybe the producers want us to think it's too obvious, question it, come up with various theories, when in fact Waltz is Blofeld after all. He certainly knows exactly where Bond is in the meeting. Was Bond trying to keep a low profile? Will this cause problems for him? The scenes that follow see Bond leaping from a building, which suggests that this sets up the car chase in Rome involving Mr. Hinks. The costumes and design of the train hark back to the classic romantic train journey of From Russia with Love. The train certainly has a 60s vibe about it. This is also the first time for Daniel Craig in his white tuxedo, finished off with a red flower, very similar to Sean Connery's tuxedo in Goldfinger. I believe this is the first time for Bond in a white tuxedo since 1985's A View to a Kill. As with all good train journeys in a Bond film, This one is no exception, and finishes off in a brawl with Mr. Hinks.
What you want, living in the shadows.
Lucia Sciarra, played by Monica Bellucci, has obviously gotten the wrong side of Spectre. She apparently plays the forbidden widow of an infamous criminal. The two goons get taken out by the silenced pistol, most likely Bond's doing.
Hunting, being hunted, always alone.
Here's confirmation that the new Aston has gadgets, with a nice addition of a flamethrower. Is this the end of Hinks? I doubt it.
I don't stop to think about it.
More of the Majesty's theme tune, playing over an impressive helicopter stunt, which I believe will be part of the pre-titles Mexico sequence. I love the music that's been used, as well as this particular version of the theme tune. If it doesn't feature on the soundtrack, I want to obtain the full version of it somehow.
It was me, James.
The funeral is evidently that of the infamous criminal mentioned earlier, who also got on the wrong side of Spectre and brought his wife Lucia into the spotlight. From the teaser, many suspected that the back of the head in front of Bond is Walt's, and they'd be correct. The trailer suggests he had a hand in the death of whoever's funeral it is. Bond causes a bit of havoc at the Spectre meeting before doing a runner, launching a goon off the balcony. Or is this Mr. Hinks' doing, when he's taking out the members who have dissatisfied their boss?
The author of all your pain.
A quick glimpse of a control room with lots of black-clad henchmen, Bond being taken out by one of them in front of uninterested Waltz, clad in a Dr. No, or dare I say it, Blofeld style of outfit. It looks to me like Bond is returning to the third act inside the villain's hidden lair style of ending. The outfit itself doesn't suggest Waltz is Blofeld. As I just mentioned, Dr. No also wore something similar, and he was simply a less important Spectre figure. Could Waltz be a minor Spectre villain, with the big man himself featuring as the main villain in the next film? Whatever happens, I want to see Craig finish the Spectre story arc before he hangs up his holster. I don't want another Connery to Lazenby to Connery saga again. Here we see two figures fighting over a gun. I may be seeing what I want to see, but they look very much like Andrew Scott and Ralph Fiennes, which backs up what has been said previously about Fiennes' M getting a bit more to do. Whilst Bond is taking on the bulk of the organisation, does M have his own problems to deal with back in London, with the Spectre spy masquerading as the head of the Centre for National Security? Shots of a menacing-looking Scott and a beat-up Fiennes that immediately follows further suggest this. Some more impressive stunt work on the helicopter, again from Mexico, which apparently shows Bond grappling with his target, who we earlier saw being chased through the streets. A bit more romance, this time between Bond and Madeline, a worried-looking Q, what appears to be the conclusion of the earlier plane sequence with Bond chasing after Madeline, and some action on a boat, piloted by Swan, brings the trailer to a close. The release date still hasn't been confirmed on the trailer. Are they still making up their mind about when to release? See my other video for my thoughts on this. The trailer, in my opinion, is excellent, and doesn't give too much away. It doesn't really tell us about Spectre's plan, apart from they want to get rid of Bond, which is obvious. The music is excellent, and it's got me really excited about what to expect from this film. It also gives us plenty of glimpses of the action that we can expect from the film, and there's plenty of it. I have high hopes for the film. I look forward to seeing how many of my speculative thoughts come out to be true. I'll try and do a further trailer breakdown for the third trailer when it's released. But for now, thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it.